at the port, we walked out the front door, and some Uber driver just happened to be dropping someone off, and I grabbed him.
He drove away, but we at least got
Yeah.
him like down there were so many people in the
Yep.
way that he had to slow down. So we were banging on the Uber.
So I grabbed him, and
Can we get in and go to the port?
he's like, well, where do you guys want to go? You're at the port. And I said, well, the cruise terminal, no, the ferry terminal.
Ferry terminal
So-
going to Uruguay.
Not that far away, but a bit of a haul because of the traffic and all that. And he takes us to one of the ferry ports. There were
And we had
two.
looked online, said, okay, the last ferry is at 1:30, and it was 12:40 at that time. And then we read it's like an hour, you have to board an hour beforehand to get on it. So we were like, oh my God, I wonder if we can make it.
We raced
We
there.
raced there. No, sold out. Couldn't get on it.
Sold out, couldn't get on it, could get
Couldn't
on
get
one the
on.
next day.
Yeah.
Then we thought, well, that can't be the only ferry.
Yeah. There has to
Here.
be some other way to get out of
So-
Argentina today.
So we found another ferry that was between us and the cruise terminal, got an Uber driver to take us there, and that one was leaving like every 2 hours,
Yeah. That was good. In a bigger boat.
and it was going directly to Montevideo. So
Right.
so we said, to hell with it, let's get on this.
Yeah.
And we paid to get on the
Yeah,
ferries.
it was
Very nice.
It was very nice. It was $176 though for non first class.
Yeah.
So it was just the regular.
But we got on
But we
fast
got
enough
on
to
fast
get
and
bar
we
seats.
liked where we were sitting, but wait till we tell you about the ride back from
Yeah.
Montevideo.
So while we're on the ferry, fortunately it had internet.
Yeah.
So we're on the internet trying to find
Find
a
a
place to
hotel
stay in
somewhere.
Montevideo.
Somewhere in Montevideo, you know, we weren't going to settle for a Marriott or somewhere like
No.
American. We're only in South America for, you know, not very long and probably never again. So, well, never
No,
been that
well,
far.
there.
Colombia, of course. But yes, Argentina's pretty far. So let's find a place in Uruguay that we like. So we found one. We booked it for 2 nights, or is it 3 nights? Because we were like,
2, and then we added a
yeah,
third.
then we added a third. So we booked it for 2 nights so we wouldn't be stressed the next day trying to figure out where to go next. So we said, okay, we'll go there 2 nights, see what happens.
And so we did that, and we actually was a lovely little hotel.
Love the hotel. It
Um,
was cute.
Yep, the people were nice, and it had basically an American burger bar
Yep.
attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty much downtown in the old port area. So actually where the MSC cruise ship would be coming in 5 days later
Yeah.
in that
Our
area.
last port.
Yep.
So
So we stayed there the first night. I think we got in late and tired, and exhausted from all this craziness,
yeah.
wanting to put it behind us. So we just pretty much crashed and went to sleep.
Yeah.
The next morning we got up and we walked around the old port area.
Yep. We went to the port where we would be coming in
Yep.
the next Monday.
Saw all the
Saw
touristy
everything
things
that we would have seen on the actual cruise ship
without the crowds.
Without the crowds, because no one was there. It was a holiday, and
Yep.
but they had all the stores open, and so we did a lot of shopping and walking around. It's cute. Kind of reminded me of, you know, Estonia a little bit down there, and a little bit of Greece, Athens.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. Yeah, it was super nice, and everyone was really nice there. So
And again, also beautiful weather,
yeah.
perfect temperatures,
And
and
still not giving up though.
still not giving up on the
on
cruise.
the cruise. The cruise obviously had left. We haven't given up. We were looking at flights to Brazil, looking at flights to Sao Paulo, looking at flights to Rio de Janeiro. Because if our visa did come in, he said it would take 5 days. But we're like, oh, we have good luck. It's gonna take. Well, I bet it's gonna take 2 days, and then we can get on a flight, get there, and then say, screw it, we're not paying that $3,000 to get on the boat. We're just gonna walk on. We're just going. We're on this boat. Look at we lost our cards. We're on the boat,
Yep.
and the room would be ready. And so whatever. So we were trying to figure out how to do that, to get around that. But yeah, that's not how it went. So we had a next day, we got up and decided we're going to go on a nice bike ride
Yep.
around Montevideo.
Put the bikes together, and Montevideo is known for having the longest paved
Yes.
sidewalk continuous in the world, which is kind of not really.
I know it's funny because we always think that Tampa people say that the whatever,
Yeah.
what's it called? The
Bayshore.
Bayshore is one of the longest. Yeah.
Bayshore is about
This is-
7 miles long. This one is longer. And it
But-
could even go way longer, but there are breaks in between that are kind of odd.
Yeah, there's some places that you can't bike over, that you need to lift your bike, or
Yeah.
through mud, or like a curb, or around a building, or
Yeah.
some weird things. You can call it long, but I don't know. It was
But they-
good though.
Yep, and it was all along the beaches and
Yep,
the
the
shoreline,
beaches were
and there's some
nice.
pretty beaches. We
Yep.
found, some beach bars to go to and hang
Yep.
out at.
Really enjoyed the day. It was really nice.
Yep.
But we're trying to think of now, what do we do? How do we get home? Are we going to stay here another 7 days
Mhm.
to get our flight back home, which it goes through Brazil? It went through Sao Paulo. So the fact that they never mentioned that we needed a visa ever in any of these communications with United, with, the cruise people, checking in for our cruise, none of the paperwork said that we needed this Brazilian visa. So I'm still really pissed and trying to get through
Yeah.
it, but still thinking we could go to Brazil at this point. So
And the reason we were able to go to Uruguay and Montevideo is because they don't require the visa, so that was
Mhm.
great. So then,
So I always wanted to go to Puente del Este, which is a place about, 100 miles, 200 miles to the east of Montevideo.
Mhm.
I always heard it was gorgeous and Greek-like, and really nice blue waters, and an amazing place that you have to see.
yeah, we looked at Uber to get over there. We looked at renting a car to get over there. We looked at just local transportation.
Yep.
None of
ferry.
those worked. They were ridiculous. So we said, well, what about a Viator tour?
Yeah, we'll book a tour and go there.
And there were plenty of them that were going there specifically to that. You could where the locations were.
Yeah, exactly.
But there were like stops along the way. There was coffee shops. There was
Yeah, they took us to this really gorgeous house of
Yeah.
this artist, which I'm sure you saw our photos on Facebook of.
Looked
that
like Santorini.
Santorini. That was
Yep.
a gorgeous place to go.
Yep.
It wasn't all the way into Puente del Este, but it was halfway there.
Mhm.
And then going into Puente del Este was more of like a cosmopolitan city with like beach. It was actually kind of like Santa Barbara, actually. That's what that reminded me of. The place we had lunch. Then we had the nice
Yeah.
fish and food and
Appar-
salad.
yeah,
and-
apparently it's like the area where all of the Argentinians go to retire after their years of work are done, based on their system. But it kind of reminded me of Longboat Key or somewhere like that, with condos
Yeah,
that were 8
little
stories
Florida-y.
tall, and
yeah.
it was kind of dead at that.
It was
part of the
so
year.
windy.
Yep.
It was like 40-mile-an-hour winds, so it wasn't like
Yep.
tropical or anything like that, but it was pretty.
Yeah.
And but not enough shopping for me. I wanted to buy something and I couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad I got to see it. It was great. It was worth the bus ride there and back.
Yeah.
So,
And for me, it was the farthest south I've ever been, and probably the farthest south I'll ever be. But it was cool to be there and to see it and to say we've gone. And the bus ride back was fine. We had a good time that night at the hotel, and then
yeah.
the next day it was
Well, we wanted to extend it by a day. And then we looked at all the hotels and they're booked. And now we're at a point where, oh no, we can't extend it. We asked him, can we get another night? And he said, it's impossible. 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 And we said, okay, all right, we'll look elsewhere. We'll figure it out. Sorry about that. So of course we went out and about, and I'm on hotels.com everywhere, looking everywhere. And guess what? This hotel pops up in hotels.com, the smart hotel, one room left. I booked it. So I booked the hotel online, come back and tell them, I'm here for another night. You said it was impossible, but we did it. So got the hotel
got
room.
the same room we had, I think.
Yes, and they said, "Oh, you can keep the same room,"
Mhm.
basically because we figured it out. I'm like, "Yeah, thank you. We were gonna keep our same room."
And then we
So,
we found a cool place called, was it Bar or Bear
yeah,
Bar?
Yeah, bar,
Yeah. And
bar,
yeah,
something like that. But it
it-
was really fun.
yeah, they do shows every night, and they happen to have a flamenco dancing show. Flamenco?
Yeah, no,
what's
it's
it called?
tango.
Tango.
Tango's what they do in
Yeah.
Argentina.
So that was kind of fun. I ended up doing
Uruguay.
tango.
Yes, so they brought us up on stage, and I am not a good dancer anyway, but Eric did a good job because the woman was leading.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah, it was going. We did a great job. So yeah, we had a really fun night there and really fun time, and then we had one more day left. So we decided we were going to look at flights home, which was disappointing. We still hadn't got our Brazilian visa. It had been 4 days now. And so if we didn't get it to the next day, we had missed out on Brazil. There was no way to fly there. So what we did is we looked at all the flights on United. Thank goodness we booked it on points on United coming home, because it was no hassle at all to switch it to whatever day we wanted. But flying on Thanksgiving was by far the best. First class was completely empty, so we got the best seats on the plane. And going through not Brazil, but directly back to Houston.
Yep.
So we liked that idea. All the other flights later, if we'd stayed in Buenos Aires, we kind of wanted to tour around more of Argentina, maybe see Mendoza. That's like a 10-hour drive away. I'm not sure how our friends Dan and Liz got there. We never asked them how they got there, but we thought it was closer, but it's too far. Everywhere else from Buenos Aires is just too far, and we were wiped at this point. And so we thought we'll just change our flight back to be leaving on the Thursday. And so we were supposed to be staying another week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So with another stay in Argentina at the end of the cruise. So
I was able to book the same ferry back, which would get us back into Buenos Aires at 2 p.m. And we went first class that time, which first class on that ferry was fantastic. It was as good as the airline. It was, yeah, we had
better than an airline. You get your own
meals and
you get your meals served
open
at
bar,
nice little table service area, like kind of like first class on Amtrak.
Yeah.
You get like a nice table with, a menu and service and everything, and sit right at the front of the boat so you can see. Well, couldn't really see much. It's kind of cloudy that day, but it was gorgeous.
It was fun. We chatted with a bunch of folks and did all that stuff. And
Yeah.
our flight wasn't until 10 p.m.
Yeah,
So
same day.
Same day. Ferry got us there at 2. We had some time, so we went down to the marina and had a couple drinks and some stuff there.
Well, we were looking for Argentinian goods. I definitely wanted
we went to the leather store.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to come home with some leather. So we had it all mapped out. So we only had a few hours to run there. It was hot. This is the hottest day.
Yeah.
It was like 85 this day. So we were trying to run around with our stuff. Oh, we actually were able to check our luggage at the ferry station.
The ferry terminal.
For like what, $20 or something like that. So we didn't have any luggage with us when we were running around Buenos Aires getting our last minute things before the airport. So that was nice. What's that app called that you look at it? It's like Store My Stuff or something like that. It's like
you just Google one, you'll find one here.
I love that. And then so we ran around, went to the Corona bar to have some drinks and lunch, and then went the opposite way around. Found this one leather shop in downtown, which was perfect. It had everything we wanted. I got a large purse. You got the backpack. I got a little purse backpack, and a few other things. Things. And the guy was so happy that we were walking out of there spending all of our cash that we were going to use in the casino on the boat.
So yeah, exactly. So we ended up getting an Uber back to the airport. It was a hot day. It didn't have air conditioning, but we got a breeze. It was funny because the whole way back, we would just see cars pulled over on the side of the road and people playing on the side of the road or having their drink.
Fun.
Matcha is their drink of choice.
And this little
everywhere.
Everyone gets together on the side of the highway in the shade just to hang out and get out of the traffic and see everybody laughing, having fun on the highway. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not United States. Oh, yeah.
It pulled us right into the airport, dropped us off. We got our luggage. So there was no fuss, no muss on that when we made it. And then we get into the airport and it's time to go through. We get there plenty of time so that we can go to the Polaris Club and have free drinks and all that nonsense. But tell them what happens at Global Entry.
I don't remember.
I'll tell you what happens at Global Entry. So we have Global Entry, so we get there, and we're 3 hours 3 hours ahead of the flight. We got time, and we go through immigration, all that.
Now it came back to me.
Yes, we get to Global Entry where you have to do your fingerprint and get your eye scanned and all that, and boom, you're on your way in. I do it. Mine worked.
How did yours go?
Mine worked.
So I got in there, put my passport in, fine. Eye scan, fine, surprisingly. And then my fingerprints, the last stage of it. My right, let me look at this. Yes, it was my right thumbprint that I had to put down. And they said, nope, not working, not working. Try again. Did it again. Didn't work. This is like taking me 5 minutes each time I try this. I tried it a third time, and then I realized, oh yes, I got attacked by my cat, and I have a scar down the middle of my thumb right here, and so of course it's not, tracking my thumbprint, and that's the finger you had to use, and there was no way to get around it. So I had to get in the huge line, and that was it for me. I just started bawling. I'm like, this is it. I'm like, I can't believe it, but I have to get in this line because I lost my cat. That's a whole other story. Tried to catch the cat, almost had him, scraped me, and now my Global Entry doesn't work.
Yeah, burned a good 45 minutes of that 2.5 hours we had in the Polaris Club. But we finally made it there. We finally got into Polaris, had a few drinks, calmed down. Got on the plane, and we were just blown away by the Polaris Club lounge, layback, seats, fully layback seats were awesome.
Yeah, this was the best we've had. I think it was 787 this time, but it was the best, newest 787, full, basically beds. And all of the fixins, and
it was a direct flight.
It was a direct flight.
So we knew we could stay up for a bit and enjoy it.
Exactly.
Because
11-hour flight, the first to Houston, and then 3 hours back from there. So, it was such a great flight. I was probably out though, and you got me some new Bose headphones.
Yep.
They're amazing. Blocks out everything.
Yep.
And I got my bed, my 3 pillows and blanket, slippers, eye patch, lip balm, and then I was good to go. So at least we had a good flight back.
Yeah, so we made it back. Let's finish the story with what we got out of MSC. So MSC said they weren't going to give us the money back. We knew that. So we looked into what insurance options do we have.
Right. So my first thing was going to my United Mileage Plus. What is it called? Mileage Plus Sapphire card through Chase that has insurance first of all, and I spent a lot of money on that, so they're going to be reasonable with me if I call fraud on it. So first thing I tried to do is, we actually did this while we were in Uruguay. We called and said, I'd like to...
Yeah, get back in the photo.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'd like to say this is a fraud charge. They wouldn't let us on the boat. They never told us we needed a visa. They won't give us our money back. This is a fraud charge. I want it off. They said, okay, we'll give you 15 business days and let you know if we can help you with that. So at least that was in our pocket. So that was good.
You also filed for a refund for the visa.
Yes, I also filed for a refund for the visa, which didn't come in after 5 days.
Still hadn't been there.
And when we got home, after 10 days, the visa still was not there. After I paid the expedited fee to get it for sure in 5 days. So that did not happen. So I put a fraud charge on that one the very day I got home, and Brazil refunded me right away for the visa. So that was only $400. So that wasn't too bad. But that was part that was
Mhm.
making me really upset that I spent an extra $400 to not do anything. So at least I got that money back. But the other charges were still on my credit card, the 5,600 or so dollars for the cruise. So where do we go from there?
Fast forward a week.
Fast forward a week, and I get an email from Chase that says, "We have put the money back in your account." And I literally cried. So the money's back in my account right now. There's no ramifications with MSC. I have the money back. I don't think it's a final decision. I don't know for sure if I'll get all the money back or not, or I have to pay for something. But the worst part about this is, guess what? We're going on a cruise again on MSC in Yacht Club in 3 days. So now I'm really nervous
So-
that
That's why we had to record this tonight, because
yeah.
2 more days we're gonna be heading to New York to get on MSC Fantasia.
No, that was Fantasia. This one's Meraviglia.
Maraviglia, yeah.
Meraviglia, or I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Like
Yep.
all
So-
YouTube videos.
So we're getting on that to get
So-
our yacht club experience.
Yes.
Um,
So I'm so nervous that somehow we're going to be flagged, or at least there's no visa to get to frigging Bahamas or Cocoa Beach. That's where we're going as our first stop to see our daughter Shay. So excited about that. So yeah.
So to sum it up, our trip to South America, to Argentina, and to Uruguay were fantastic.
Fantastic.
Our
Just
cruise,
unexpected.
not so much.
Cruise never happened. It was very hard to pivot, but luckily we are experienced
Mhm.
travelers, and I'm a project manager to boot.
Yep.
So we were able to pivot pretty quickly and do everything we wanted to do in Uruguay and Argentina at the time. We just missed Brazil, and who knows? Well,
Yeah.
probably we'll never go to Brazil, to tell you the truth,
Probably
after
not.
this experience.
Yeah.
But you never know.
So our points for you in this are, 1, check the visa requirements. No matter
the day
how.
before your cruise.
No, don't do it the day before. Do it the month before your
You're
cruise.
right. The month before.
Yep. Pay for it on a credit card that you work with often and that has that type of insurance or coverage, or will go to bat for you when you have to dispute it. Do not pay for the travel insurance they offer, because it's useless.
That's useless.
I would also say we don't do MSC that much just because of where it was and where we lived. We do have a lot of points on NCL. We'll be Sapphire by the end of next year.
Mm-hmm.
And we have our booking agent that we deal with all the time, Susan, who I'm sure if this would have been a problem on an MSC boat, they would have treated us, Norwegian boat.
Mm-hmm.
They would have treated us a lot better than MSC did. So we're, like I said, we're tepidly interested in how this is going to go on Sunday. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
We're hoping for the best. Yacht Club looks awesome. So hopefully, there's the cat.
This is my good cat.
That's the one that's left.
This is the one that's left. He misses his brother.
Yeah. So fingers crossed it'll all go well, and hopefully we can do a video and show you Yacht Club and all that nonsense.
Thanks for listening.
There you go.